Tigers beat top seeds FUS de Rabat 91-88 in overtime to advance to tomorrow's semi-finals. It was a classic case of third time lucky. Joining us now as he was courtside from Kigali is commentator Quintin Denyssen, a former player himself. Good evening and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. An amazing performance from some key players and a special word for the MVP on the night, Sam Cele, with a game-high 30 points.
Yeah, very special performance, and thank you very much for having me on the show, Valen. It's nice that basketball is finally being given a stage and a spotlight, and especially for the South African basketball community, the fact that there's actually representation continentally. Like you said, it's been 3 years of Cape Town getting into the quarterfinals and actually progressing into the playoffs of the Basketball Africa League. And they finally get over the hurdle, and they do it by beating the top seed in the Basketball Africa League, FUS de Rabat. They came through by beating the former champions, the defending champions, Al Ahly from Egypt. And certainly when we got into the game, Cape Town Tigers came in as underdogs. And Samkelo Cele, a new career high in the Basketball Africa League, 30 points, and that buzzer-beating three-pointer that really set the stadium alight. And it's something that I think will play on social media for a long time. It'll live in the memory of South African basketball fans for a long time. But the one thing about what's happening is that they've got to erase that, because that's a game that's gone. It's the nature of knockout basketball, and they've got to prepare for the Angolan champions, Petro de Rwanda, tomorrow, who are going to be formidable under their new coach, Sergio Morena.
Sam Cele, even at the last time that the Cape Town Tigers were out, got a compliment from Dwayne Wade, a NBA Hall of Famer, and he's been quite vocal about his desire to actually play in the greatest league in the world. Do you think that he is one step closer? Have there been any talks? What are the scouts saying that are actually there in Kigali?
Well, that's the great thing about the Basketball Africa League, is that it is a platform, and as for players, especially African players, it's a platform where you can expose your talent. Now, the one thing about the guests and the people that are coming into the finals weekend, they are scouts from the highest tiers. They are players that are former players. They are front office managers. So Pops Mensah-Banzo is Basketball Africa League ambassador, and he works in the New York Knicks front office. When Samkelo Cele hit the shot, he made sure to make special reference, because, you know, he understands what his journey is all about and the direction that he wants to go. And he definitely has taken a step closer. In the last 2 years in the Basketball Africa League, they've had players that have gone from the BAL. So Anas Mahmoud was the BAL Defensive Player of the Year. He went across and played in the Summer League. And Evans Ganapamo from Cape Town Tigers, funny enough, played for the Milwaukee Bucks in the Summer League as well. There's assistant coaches that have gone across there, 28 assistant coaches that had spent some time with the NBA in those programs. So there's always an opportunity. If you do fantastically well, they're not shy to give you a platform and allow you to at least try and get an opportunity in the league. It's not easy, because there's 492 places in the NBA available annually, and those contracts are liquid gold. So, you know, for Samkelo Cele, he's definitely making a name for himself. But it's being a great athlete is only one part of becoming in the journey to becoming an NBA player.
When you speak about that shot, you're actually talking about besides the massive three-pointer, actually the shot that took them into overtime against a team that were the top ranked at that stage. I want to just speak about tomorrow's semi-final, because obviously the team are riding high now. They don't want the journey to end, but they go up against Petro de Rwanda, and it's against Angola, and it's a team and some players that they actually know quite well. It's going to be very difficult, as one would imagine, at a championship level. But do you think that they've got a renewed belief?
They absolutely have a renewed belief. The great thing about it is that they've been staying in the same hotel that I am at, and, you know, we get to interact with the players daily. They had pure belief when they played against FUS de Rabat. They actually stated that they wanted to play against them. And of course, this rivalry between Petro de Rwanda and the Cape Town Tigers has been showcased and highlighted on the Angolan platforms and here in South Africa, because Petro has come across to play some friendlies. They played each other in the Kalahari Conference, and that score is 1-1. It's the first time that a South African team has beaten an Angolan team in continental competition, because Angola are 11-time African champions, so they have a history of winning. Petro de Rwanda, certainly one of the premier clubs on the continent. So that's just illustrating how difficult it's going to be for Cape Town Tigers and what sort of uphill battle they will face. Going all well for Petro de Rwanda. They had to fire their coach, Jose Neto, former BAL Coach of the Year in 2022. They sent him home, and they got in Sergio Moreno, who's a former Mexican national team coach, and he's only taken over for the last 2 months. And they've also trying to figure out their identity. So maybe there's an opportunity there for Cape Town to take advantage of that, because Flosh Ngwenya has been with the team for the last 2 years. He's the most successful coach in South African history, and he has a real opportunity. He's a winner. He wants to win, and I'm pretty sure after the victory in the Kalahari Conference at home, he'll take some confidence in that, because they have the upper hand.
And he has assembled a team that are so hungry that every time you actually hear them, that is the only thing that they talk about. It certainly is a team that is deserving of a historic victory at the NBA BAL Championship Finals. They'll go into the semi-finals tomorrow with the Cape Town Tigers against Angola's Petro de Rwanda.